A good story is we just took on a new customer. It's Boom Supersonic. They are the makers of the new Concorde.
Oh, cool.
Is this a story about our topic or just a random story?
Well, you just said a good story.
No, I meant a story related to
Jim
this.
is like a robot, so you program him. He will do.
You tell me
say.
what to say, and I'll say it.
Tell us a story about being transparent with customers.
How are you transparent with Boom?
How are we transparent with Boom? We negotiated a deal that we really don't have to quote their work.
Ooh.
That we're just doing work based on our experience and how they vetted us, that they feel that we're going to be a fair company to work with. And in exchange for that, they're going to give us open purchase orders to manufacture parts.
No, you don't get that every day.
You don't get that every day.
No, and
so that level of respect is huge.
Oh, I
and
agree.
I think that has value, so we can reduce our costs a little bit. And want to know something? They're really getting the benefits of it, because if I've overquoted a job, they're going to pay a lot more for that part. So I'm giving them exactly what it takes. They feel as though that we are experienced craftspeople enough to know that we can probably make that part in a certain window of time, from X hours to X hours, and it's going to be fair to them.
You've actually articulated our transparent program
I was just going to say,
really well, because we have that same type of relationship with a lot of our clients where we sell them tools at cost and then we charge them a management fee after that. And it really cuts down on the costs on both sides. Because
both sides.
They don't have to worry about like RFQs. Some of my competitors will sometimes quote low certain times and then quote high later to make
up for the loss.
We don't play games like that, and
Right.
it makes it so that they don't have to have somebody that has to manage that whole process, and it's just a better, transparent relationship. There's a lot of other benefits to it, but I think you articulated that transparency works well for both parties in many, many situations.
And for both of you, it wouldn't be possible without a very high level of trust and without complete transparency with the customer and the supplier. So.
Exactly. And right now, the whole world does not have trust with the country of China because of what happened. The next one, which would be the next point to learn from this, would be to be accountable. In the mind,
no one's taking accountability.
No one's taking accountability. In the mind of the Chinese government, there is no source of authority besides the Communist Party. The buck stops there. They are the source of authority. I'm going to read another quote from Albert Mohler at the briefing.
You like reading quotes.
I know I do. It is also becoming increasingly clear that if you are the head of a totalitarian government, then it's a double-edged sword when it comes to this kind of civilizational crisis. For one thing, you have absolute power, which gives you the authority to do just about anything you and your party will within the nation. We have seen that Communist Party monopolize all forms and sources of information and media. We have seen that government turn itself into a massive surveillance state. But the other side of the equation is that if you are a totalitarian government, there is no one else to blame, no one else to whom you can point to assign blame when there is this kind of government crisis. So, Jim, you have the title CEO, I have the title president. We are still accountable to people.
Yes, we
I'm
are.
accountable first and foremost to my wife. I'm accountable to my God first. I'm accountable to my wife. I'm accountable to my employees. I'm accountable to my kids. I'm accountable to you and Making Chips.
We're partners.
Yeah, we're partners. So yeah, absolutely. I'm accountable to both you and Nick.
Yeah.
And, I think having that accountability is important. And if you have that mindset when you come into work and you say, I'm accountable to these customers to deliver for them. And if I don't, it's a big problem. But what we've seen from, the Chinese government is that there is no other source of authority besides the Communist Party, and they just don't really care.
So there's a really dangerous formula here in what you just read. When there's no one else whom you can point to assign blame, and then you couple that with a culture where you are shame averse and you're not supposed to admit fault. So there's no one else to assign blame, and you're not supposed to admit fault when you are to blame. Yes. That's how you end up with this pandemic.